he's going to die.
Absolutely.
Oh,
he's been playing around with the Mewtwo today,
Nope.
but I think he's going to stick it out with the Greninja, and I'm really glad he selected Greninja. And it's not because I don't think the Mewtwo's got the sauce. I think it's because you got to stick with your guns, especially going against #1 in Austin right now in Z3. And
Indeed.
starting off on PS2, let's go with the taunts.
Alrighty.
Talk to him, Zaxis.
So one thing in this matchup that's super key is that Greninja Nair has crazy invulnerability at the point where you can kind of just land on her and it'll work.
Yeah.
The thing is, Z3 is very ready for that, and so she's not just going to let you run in and land on you with Nair. Instead, she's going to be doing things like throwing out projectiles while fading back to prevent that.
Yep. That's a Z3 special.
Oh.
But that game plan is honestly very important in this matchup because Greninja does have the tools and the disjoint sometimes and the speed to really mess up Young Link if Zaxis does find his way in.
And especially off stage, things like that downer that we saw last set, or things like the counter off stage can take stocks relatively early.
Yes.
What he wants to be looking for right now, I like the down throw back here.
Very nice pivot grab on that too. That is the actual grab for Greninja. The normal grab doesn't exist, but the pivot grab makes up for everything that the normal grab isn't.
The thing is, I don't know how much that's going to be useful this set because Z3 does not like to go in.
Right.
Z3 will just stay back, be very patient and composed, and so it usually only helps when people are chasing you. So maybe less pivot grabs this game, but I do like to see the fact that Z3 is staying composed, just showing out those neutral beats because it's working.
Yeah, but what's important for Zaxis too is those light shurikens really mitigate the fire arrow onslaught. But yeah, I mean,
the thing is like a lot of the matchups that have Young Link in them when it comes to projectile camping, even though let's say that the shuriken does take out the for example, let's say the arrow, there's still the bomb, there's still the boomerang, and so even though it might take out the arrow, because there's 2 to 3 ones coming at you at next, it's really hard to get around that.
Yeah.
And we just see this lead stacking up for Z3. This is when it feels really impossible because when you're down this much percent and you just keep hitting percent added onto you over and over again, it gets really demoralizing.
Right, absolutely. You've already been lapped in percent now on your second stock, and even whenever you're trying to stay away from the projectiles, a grab is waiting for you, or some other option that Z3 is trying to call out.
Exactly, and this, with the parry coming out, I mean, this isn't Doom, right? I mean, he can still get back in the game, but he has to find an early kill confirm around here. Maybe a down tilt with the Rage could take the stock really early.
Right, you got to find your way in first, though.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. Ooh, okay, even
Really?
got the air dodge read.
Yeah.
All right, nice down tilt, or was it a dash attack in the back air to cover that?
The frame trap was pretty good. The thing is, it doesn't take the stock, right? And so, at this percent down tilt, it's going to stop comboing into things like that up smash, but it will come into the forward air. So as long as Zaxis reads the DI, a down tilt should be a kill, so should a forward air if it's in the right spot. Same with the counter.
Yeah, and I feel like this is kind of the blight of Greninja as well. He gets to these certain percents where he just can't get confirms and can't kill.
Nice, great
unless you get
there.
a nice parry. And that's exactly what I was about to go into, is that at this point you need to start going for not necessarily reads, but counterplay, counter attacks, instead of trying to get your setups going. Zaxis is doing just that. Yeah. Forward throw, not yet?
Yeah, so although it might seem kind of counterintuitive, you have to play really slow against Z3. Even though you're like, oh, I have to rush in because she's playing so slow, you don't want to, like, you have to play her game. She essentially makes you. So what Zaxis is doing right now is really good about playing really safe and just making sure he only goes in when he can get the edge, but he does SD there with the down tilt.
To be fair, though, he's 185, so, you know, it's not like a stock wasted or whatever. He did last pretty long in that. But holding on to his stock is super important, especially in a matchup like this.
Oh, that could be a big...
Oh, nice.
That was an amazing pivot grab there.
Yeah, really good option to go even further than Z3 and kind of overshoot the pivot grab.
Wow,
there it is.
A phenomenal F smash. Zaxis knows how much time he has to charge that, and so based off of that, he gets the kill at a pretty early percent in the game. So it's basically even now.
Yeah, and considering the circumstances in the last 2 stocks, I mean, this is a really good comeback right now for Zaxis. Evening it up to stocks and still being super low percent, like, you're doing all right now.
Zaxis is chilling right now.
You just got to slow it down.
The thing is that Z3 just stacks on percent. I mean, the game might feel even, but after about 3 boomerangs and 2 arrows, it's not.
It takes 1 crack in the armor, right?
Exactly. With that being said, we have Zaxis gotten a lot of percent off of these.
Gotcha.
All right. Dan's is going to head out.
I appreciate y'all.
It's been fun commentating, indeed. Okay. So getting back into it, Zaxis does get the dash attack, but he doesn't get the follow-up. Oh, he misses the potential pivot grab into a punish. Now it gets really hard because when Z3 starts to corner camp, there isn't much you can do, especially on PS2. Z3 loves the stage. So for Zaxis, he needs to find a way to get in without being hit by any of these confirms because he's at kill percent right now. And while he might not die specifically right now, he's going to die very soon to things like a down tilt and do an up air, or a down tilt and do an uppie, or an uppie and do an uppie. Essentially, he has to be extremely careful about everything that Z3 is throwing out because any of these arrows can combo into a kill confirm. The tech chase, oh, he gets it. This could be really easy with something like a Shadow Sneak or an early F Smash. Zaxis having really great patience here, not running into any of the projectiles, playing safe. He knows that he has time, right? This isn't going to go to timeout. Somebody is going to die, so he has time to just chill out and find a really good option to get in on Z3. Oh, good DI out on the down tilt. Oh, no. The short hop down air comes out from Z3. It's a really great burst option because it's often unreactable, and if you're doing things like a neutral getup, it covers it really well, especially if it's like a roll you can then just land and then react to it as well. So a great job by Z3 taking that first game. And when you're down 0-1 against Z3, it gets really challenging because when you're down like this, you're essentially very demoralized because you're like that entire game that took 6 minutes is lost. And once you lose that one final game that like takes so long to do, it just gets really out of the headspace. But Z3 is always in there. She's always ready to go in and camp the hell out of you. So Zaxis needs to maintain his composure because it's the best way for Z3 to essentially win games and win sets is by making their opponents want to essentially quit the game. So as long as Zaxis stays relatively composed, he'll probably be okay. The first game was pretty close, albeit he did get a really nice early F smash read, but I think that if he can do something like that similar to this game, he can also win. He is struggling to get any openings here, though, in this game. I don't like the pick back to PS2, because although Greninja's, like, okay on it, he could have gone to FD, he could have gone to Town, he could have gone to Kalos, he could have gone to even something like the Battlefield probably would have done better. The smaller stage does make it easier to get on top of Z3. Oh, good DI, though. The DI out saves him right now. And that's super key in this matchup. You have to conserve your stocks, because you will never be winning neutral as much. You will never win with neutral as much as Z3 is, but if you can get more per hit than Z3 is, you can still win the game, especially at these kill percents. You need to be careful for downer, though. One thing about Greninja is that even though he's amazing at juggling, Z3 loves the downer out of disadvantage. It means that you cannot go for these just like brain-dead upper juggles, which most characters can usually go against. You have to be really careful right here. See, you see he's so scared of any of these Z3 downers because they'll just take your stock super early. I guess not early in this case because he's at 173. Oh, exactly that landing downer. He thinks it's going to stop, but the downer hitbox is active on the entire way down. That's the first stock going to Z3. But he has made most of the percent up. Looking for the neutral air to forward air. He doesn't connect, though. Oh, my God. Oh, Zaxis had an amazing drag down and a great recognition, but he doesn't. Another one. Oh, Zaxis is sick. Zaxis is sick. A great drag down into a jab lock. Takes the stock at about 150. Pretty good job from Zaxis here. What I want to see from him now is these early starting combos. Things like these forward airs that he hasn't been going for are super key to do things like stacking up the early percents. Oh, the Shadow Sneak. Super ballsy, but it doesn't work out. Either DIing straight in on that dash attack. Very surprising, but she does get out of it. Nice dash, down smash coverage of both sides. Here's where he's probably starting to sweat, because it's really hard to get around these Greninja ledge traps when you're as slow as Young Link. But these mashy aerials get her back into the advantage state, and here's where she's really going to start to cook. So many projectiles coming at you at once. Good parry, though. Zaxis gets out of the corner. Goes essentially back to even. Albeit maybe 20%, but this is very easy for Z3 to lose because the second Greninja hits that one down tilt at maybe 82, 83%, you might just lose your stock. The thing is, Zaxis has not been able to find this because at all points there's essentially a hitbox out right next to Z3. He has to find some sort of way to jump over them or to parry them to get any punish on them, which is why it's so hard. Double punish or double parry coming up, but no punish. Z3 just running. Z3 just running. A good forwarder though. Takes her off stage. The back air doesn't connect. See if he can get the punish. No, not fast enough. Oh my gosh. I have that almost killed. Downering the boomerang. Back to neutral. I like how Zaxis isn't getting too overconfident. There are a lot of places where he doesn't have the ability to go out and actually punish things like the Z3 boomerang or the Z3 bomb. But he's doing a good job of just staying composed and making sure he gets that one opening. Great forwarder comes out, and he actually takes the lead. I think that's the first time he's had a lead this entire set. But back like that, just like it's even. Does have stage position, however. Oh, Z3 gets a quick 39% off of these bomb and dash attack confirms. She doesn't usually go for them, but she does take the advantage to go out and get a pretty hefty lead. And once again, she starts to camp. Z3 has to continue playing really patient here because this Greninja can knock up mad damage really quickly. Oh, nice backer coming out. Although Z3 does have the ability to essentially get camped by, or I mean, to camp Greninja, she has been not playing that great in disadvantage. When Zaxis gets a hit, even though it's not a massive amount of percent, he is staying in advantage for a pretty long time. And even though he's at 108, I still think the game's not even, but it's relatively not that far behind. I mean, Z3 has to get some sort of read to take this stock, because she doesn't have a killing throw unless it's forward throw. She's not going to hit like a random forward or a backer probably. Oh, with the run-up neutraler, once again not going to take it. And with all of this rage, we've seen Zaxis get the F smash and the down smash reads to take really early stocks. So, oh. Z3, yeah, looking for that grab. She's going to get it. Oh my goodness. Barely surviving here means that Zaxis has another chance at life, but how he's going to get out of the corner? He's been here for like literally 45 seconds. I mean, if Z3 wants, she can just run away and stand in the corner the entire time. Zaxis has to approach with the timer winding down. I mean, there's literally no reason to ever walk forward if you're Z3 right now. You can just chill, hang back, and look for these grabs, because any forward throw, I think, on the stage will probably just kill him. Maybe not center stage, but... Oh, see, and the thing is, at this high percent, the air confirms just stop working. And so even though she hasn't lost neutral in a while, this might just be a really early stock if he gets one good read. Oh, yeah, upper comes out, though. Running back to PS2 for Game 3. I like the decision. Actually, the thing is, it was working better towards the end of Game 2 and the end of Game 1. But once again, there have to be some other options that are open to Zaxis, but he's just not taking them. He wants to stay on PS2. Probably his favorite stage, but with that being said, I would like to see him mix it up, have some more variety in the stage list. Going back to the Greninja, though. No Mewtwo coming out. I think he knows that the chance of staying on Mewtwo and winning 3 games in a row is probably 0. He has a chance, but it's not a very big one. But wow, I've never seen Zaxis use the neutral color Greninja. This might be the mix-up he needed. That should be a quick 40%, 39 or 34. I can't read. I'm illiterate. Down throw up air 36. Wow, an amazing extension from Z3. She gets 75% off of just one neutral win. And just like this, she's really far ahead. Oh, once again, she keeps DIing in. And although Zaxis isn't covering them very well, I think they're a pretty good option, because if you DI out, you're going to get hit by a backer and you might just die. But just like that, the DI in, the only option he has is something like that up air. Oh, that's a jump gun from Z3. Amazing recognition from Zaxis, seeing that she doesn't have a jump, so the side B is really easy to hit. The Shadow Sneak, although it's a pretty slow option relatively, and it's very risky to go for, if you know that they don't have a jump, it's basically a free stock at early percents like 70. And Zaxis is going to just be racking on this damage, because Z3 has not been able to take any stocks at relatively early percents. They've all been at like 130, 140 plus. Oh my gosh, that was the hardest jump read I think I've ever seen. Although he only gets some amount of percent for it. Once again, he's racking up this percent. He's going to live that downer. Oh my goodness, this is looking really great for Zaxis. I like the downer out of disadvantage to get early to ledge. And he can just play patiently. Just like Z3 had the advantage last game, he can just chill out right now, play really defensively, and make her come to him. And with that in mind, the backer takes them off stage. I don't think that kills. Oh my gosh, he falls out of it. Great DI in. Forward throw is going to take it. He's not ready to DI it, but he still has a 95% lead. And with Greninja, this can be an early stock right here, and then just circle camping Z through the rest of the game. Oh. He goes for the down air. I'm very surprised with that. I think he could have maybe gotten like a parry up tilt. I mean, a parry down tilt, but doing really great this game. The down throw upper is probably going to do about 25. And even though Z3's strategy is really, really good, right? She wins a lot of games where she's #1 in Austin. When she is behind, it works a little bit less well, because when you can just start camping her in response and making her come to you, her game plan of just throwing projectiles goes way down the drain. But Zaxis is not playing defensive enough. He's still running in, trying to be aggressive, and although you can get baited into doing that because he's throwing so many projectiles, you really can just stand back there and just spam things like that shuriken or spam neutral air or forward air on the corner, and there isn't much she can do. But at 114, Zaxis has been trying to take the stock for a while, but he's been taking so much percent. The game is almost even. I mean, at this point, Z3 has the lead in percent and stage position. What's felt like a really good game for Zaxis is now going down to be a pretty hard one for him to win, unless he can take the stock relatively early. I feel like whoever takes the next stock has a massive advantage, because, yeah, there we go. It's going to be really hard for Z3 to find the stock, especially without the rage. A random forward air will not kill anymore. He needs to find some sort of confirm, maybe a down tilt into a forward air or a down tilt into a back air to find that confirm. But without that available, it's really hard for him to take this stock from Z3. See him going for things like forwarders, but none of them will kill. They'll all just get her relatively off stage, but unless they kill, it doesn't really matter. More percent, once again, doesn't really matter. He needs to find that killing blow, which he just hasn't been able to do the entire set. Oh, Down tilt in the up air will not take the stock. He needs to do a double jump rising upper to get that extra, essentially, trajectory upwards. And without that, going back to advantage state, oh no, the upper does so much percent. Already at 44, 52. And Z3 setting up for Kingdom once again. Up throw probably kills here? No, he goes for back air instead. I guess with good DI, it probably won't kill at that percent. And at 183, oh, I love that. That's an amazing counter. He recognized that she's always going to do that grounded up B whenever she has the advantage state there. Great call up from Zaxis. Nice. Doesn't go for the double. Oh, calls out her jump. Without that, that could be a really early stock. No, he misses the backer. That was his one opportunity. Oh, yeah, bomb downer takes the stock really early, and that's the set. 3-0 for Z3, really clean. She was losing it a tiny bit at the start of Game 3, but she brought it back. Really great job keeping her advantage state in check, making sure Greninja isn't able to find these early kills that he usually is able to find. Alrighty.